back. It's like, okay, I'm bad at playing quarterback. You know what I do? I talk to a microphone. Whatever, do that. That's cool. Yeah, don't let these people rib you up to thinking that you're something that you're not. Like, my homeboy's dad is all on that whole, like, there's some sort of Tebow conspiracy in the league. You know what people want to do? Right. They want to win ball games with people who are talented. If you're one of those select few, those 1,500, by all means, you're welcome to come. If you're not, welcome to the SEC Network. My name is Tim Tebow. It's simple. You move on and do something else.
And it's not a bad gig. What's the boy's name who played at Alabama? They had
McElroy. Greg McElroy. Who, by the way, does a very good job, as a matter of fact. Well, he's a smart kid, so. He does a good job. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So it's okay. It's okay if the NFL thing doesn't work out for you.
No, it hasn't worked out. It hasn't worked out. That thing is over. Like, once Bill Belichick says, you know what, let me see what you got. Like, everybody else is watching. Everybody else is like, let's see what Bill does. Bill, like, I can do S with this dude. He's terrible. And then the stuff that you bring with you. See, that's the other thing. The stuff that you bring with you don't help you any. You know what I mean? Like, the same thing goes for, like, Johnny Manziel and all these people who have these crazy fan base who is absolutely nothing like Tim Tebow's, but they have these crazy fan bases. You better be able to play some ball. Bottom line, end of the day, if you want to do cocaine and party all night and go out to Vegas with Gronk, you know what Gronk does? Ball every Sunday. Mm-hmm. No question asked. Balls out. And he go date strippers and go party in Vegas and go wrestle with his brother and DDT his brothers on stage and all that foolishness. But you know what he does on Sunday? Right. That whole Patriots Way thing comes back on Sunday. And then as soon as that clock strikes 0, the Patriots Way is out his door and I'm going to go do Gronk stuff. Hey, it's real simple. But it'll catch up with him as well. He'll get older and things will happen. His body will start to break down and all that Gronk stuff will still be happening. And then everybody will have a problem with it. Remember what happened to Chad Johnson / Ocho Cinco? Oh, he's so fun and he's this and he's that. What happened when Chad got bad? He's a cancer on the football team. What? He's the same dude. It's the same thing.
We saw that dude get fired on national TV.
Yeah. Well, kind of like when you headbutt your old lady. First of all, when you go off on a curse word laden tirade in the media, and your head coach looks like grandpa from wherever, it's gonna be a kind of a difference in opinion on how that should have went down. And then the next day or whatever was soon thereafter, you headbutt your old lady and lie about it. Like, no, we were just having a conversation and our heads butt together. That's not what she said. Yeah. I never understood that. Like, I never understood that in any sense. Like, when I see that on movies, I'm like that's a white boy move. Like, why is that the first move? Like, headbutt. Yeah, that hurts everyone. I don't care who you are, how hard you think your head is. The only thing that's keeping your head from hurting as bad as the other dude is because, one, you expected it, and you had the adrenaline, you had the idea first. But it's a headbutt, still and yet. Like, that can't ever be my first line of defense. Is the headbutt. Like, I'm gonna throw these hands, I'm gonna like grab you and try to slam you or something before I hit your head. You know what I mean? With my head. Like, how is that a thing? But anyway, back to what we're talking about here, the NFL and these retirements. Justin Smith, another 49er, is he's mulling retirement. He hasn't yet, packed it up and taken it on yet. He doesn't know yet. He says he'll let people know here pretty soon. A guy who people are trying to force into retirement, young Troy Polamalu. They're hitting him with the Steelers are going to hit him with the old Hines Ward. Like, all right, Hines, this is what we'll do. I'll let you go try the open market and see who wants a 5'11", slow ass, no ACL having wide receiver that can only block at this point in his career. Do you realize that Hines Ward's 1,000th catch was for a -1 loss? Like, Mike Tomlin just kind of threw that dude a bone, threw him like this little BS smoke screen. But he's Hines Ward. He's not going to run past nobody on the smoke screen. Ended up being a 1-yard loss for his 1,000th catch of his career. Yeah. That'll be asked somewhere on Jeopardy later on down the line, people. So, you're welcome.
Who is Hines Ward?
Yeah, you're welcome. But yeah, they're trying to hit Troy Polamalu with that number. Like, you're broken. We don't like this whole thing about, they want him to go out with dignity. Like, first of all, he's not a racehorse that they're like going to take out the pasture. He's an NFL player whose career is coming to an end. He's not dead. In no way is this dude like dying. He can't play football anymore. Troy Polamalu had one of the he was one of the biggest playmakers, splash playmakers at the safety position that we had ever seen. A guy who freelanced a lot, well, people thought freelanced a lot, but had a working knowledge of Dick LeBeau's defense enough that where he knew how to play it and how to play it his way as well as play it Dick LeBeau's way. But now his body is broken. He can't play football anymore. He'll go back to the islands and surf and do his thing and be the dude that he wants to be or whatever he's going to do after football. Who knows? But guess what? He'll be all right.
He keep doing those commercials. Head shows.
Right.
Yeah, keep paying.
Yeah, those locks will still be flowing. He'll be all right. You know, my man has made bukus of dough. He'll be okay. So this whole thing, like, you know, they want to make sure they doing right. They have already. Trust me. Troy signed a couple of deals past where he probably should have been signing deals with NFL teams. So there's that. Another dude, Reginald Wayne. He's going to be looking for a new team here pretty soon. And, you know, thoughts are if he can't, you know, he came off ACL last year. So again, the Colts were like, yep, this potato's hot. We'll pass it to somebody else. You know, you take your butt to Carolina or some dang where and mess with Cam Newton. They don't have no receivers down there. That's where I actually thought Andre Johnson was going to try to end up. But we're hearing different about him. The little old high school package deal. You remember that? The old package deal?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Him and old Frank Gore up in Indianapolis. So we'll, that's what she said.
But how much, in your opinion, right now, how much do you think Andre Johnson has left in the tank?
Depends on what you're looking for him to do. Like, he didn't want to. The reason he's out of Houston because he didn't want to go from 90, 100 catches to what they told him his role was going to be about 40, which is understandable. But Andre Johnson, the thing about him, he's always been like twofold. He's always been a very fast receiver, which he's not anymore. But he's also been a very big physical receiver, and any team could use that. Any team could use, along with the veteran presence. Bing, But whatever, he can still play football if you get him for the right number, and you put him in a system that he's going to be comfortable with, and no one throws the ball more than the Indianapolis Colts. So there's that. He can go out there and give you 60, 70 balls next year if all goes well on the health side of things. But that deal has yet to be, I guess, sealed yet. The Frank Gore thing is done. He was like, yeah, you know what? I'm getting a little bit old. Instead of me going up here to Philly and playing for these ruthless fans and all these guys outdoors when it starts getting cold, why don't I go play with Andrew Luck? Why I go play with him? A dome, got old drunk ass owner, which I could probably squeeze a couple extra bucks out of anyway. He got something like a 3-year deal to play up there. So that's good for Frank. They got them a running back after the whole Trent Richardson debacle, and they tried the other kid. He had Boom Herring last year was the other kid. See how those names just come back to me when I'm not, brain queefing. Can you say that? I guess you can on the internet, can you? But do I have to put, because on this thing you have to check a check mark if you have explicit content within your.
No, I mean, because everybody don't know what that. Everybody don't know what that is.
But everyone should.
And anybody listen to this show, anybody listen to this podcast that knows what queefing is, hit us up at Sports Team Live on Twitter. Just tell us yes. I know. I don't think everybody knows what that is.
Tweet us as she's queefing, you can actually Instagram that because it shouldn't be no longer than 15 seconds. Anyway, see, this is how things start going downhill. All right. Now, did I already mention this Jimmy Graham thing? Oh, I talked about.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what is this? This from the Seahawks to the New York Jets. James, I'm just scrolling through all of these free agent signings. Pernell McPhee, the linebacker from the Ravens, is now a Chicago Bear. I'm trying to make sure I don't get hung up on too many of the little things, the role player guys. Speaking of, I'll say this because Rob's on he's on the podcast, but Harry Douglas will be a Tennessee Titan, so he won't be that far from home anymore. About 3.5 hours if you really pushing.
Carolina.
No, he's in Tennessee, where Jake Lock. He's up there with your man from Steve Spurrier's guy. No, that's Connor Shaw. Who am I thinking about? Who am I thinking about in Tennessee, the quarterback now that they got late in the draft? See, you hear it? You hear it? Mettenberg. Mettenberg is who I'm thinking about. LSU. Mettenberg. Yeah, LSU is what I'm thinking about. Whew, it almost came out again with that. Yeah, it almost. Oh yeah. that. Whew,
the guy that like to party too much.
Yeah, I held it back, but it almost that queef almost came out again. Here's one. Trent Cole is now a Indianapolis Colt as well. Like Trent Cole is a dude that he freaks me out. Like dark skinned dudes with light eyes freak me out. It's weird to me, and it's too unnatural. And he's one of those dudes. He's a hell of a pass rusher. Like 85 sacks in the last decade or so. So that's pretty good. That's 8.5 a year for those of you who do math at home. But yeah, he's a dark dude with light eyes. Freaks me out totally. I can't handle it. But they've got Robert Mathis coming back this year. Everyone's like, yeah, Robert Mathis coming back off that torn Achilles. But like I said earlier in the show, like we just forget about the other part. There was a drug suspension there too. Like preceding the ACL or the Achilles, there was a drug suspension there.
Now look. I got to defend Rob because of course.
Why? How do you suspend that? How do you defend that?
Because and the only reason I say this is because dude, it's so crazy. Because right before this happened, I was hosting the HBCU report. Show to focus on HBCU sports, and I had Robert Mathis on the show. So he was telling me
of course
that that he and his wife had been trying to conceive, but had been having issues.
Right.
So a couple days later, the news breaks that he failed this drug test, and when he spoke to the media, when he released a statement or whatever, I mean that's what ended up being the case was that whatever steroid or whatever the doctor had issued him to try to help conceive is what ultimately led to him failing the drug test.
Here's why your defense won't stand up. Because the NFL provides you with not only a list, but resources that before you put anything in your body.
I know that. I know that.
Anything. I'm letting everyone else know too. That before you put anything in your body, you run it past them. And if you choose not to do that, you and your old lady having a baby needs to be the last thing that's on your mind. So, yeah, maybe you might want to believe Rob, but I believe the dude who was like 30 plus years old that had damn near 20 sacks the season before. Like, who does that? Yeah, when your performance, just your age is going up and your performance is going up, yeah. I've been fooled too many times. I've been fooled too many times by too many dudes. What?
You remember Chipper Jones did that for the Braves.
And
remember that?
What's your point?
Got old and productive.
What is your point? That he wasn't on dope? Like no, like
he was never found to be on dope.
Exactly. Say that because you got to say that about everybody. You can no longer say that no one ever took any type of performance enhancer. The only thing you can say is he never failed a test. But you know who else never failed a test?
Barry Bonds' performance went up.
Exactly. And he never failed a test, right? Yeah. So did Lance Armstrong. Yeah, you remember David Boston never failed a test. David Boston went from 185 pounds his last year at Ohio State to before he left the league. That dude was 240 pounds playing of solid muscle. Like, nah, just like his dad was like, nah, he's just a workout warrior. What? All of a sudden? What you mean?
Yeah, like your boy Landry.
That dude was built like at least LaRon Landry was like a muscular dude. He did a Barry Bonds. He went too far. Like at some point, my man, back up. Like you look at yourself in the mirror, you taking selfies and all that. Just ease back, my man. But
you see your arms don't even look like they belong on your body.
Right. And that's what I'm saying about David Boston. This dude, listen to me, 100, and it's not hyperbole. This is real. He was 108 when he got into that fight with Charles Woodson in the Ohio State Michigan game. He's 185 pounds. By the time his 6-7 year NFL career was over with, he was one of those dudes. I never failed a test. Dude, you're 245 pounds playing wide receiver, and there's not an ounce of fat on you. What do you mean? You don't have to. I'm looking at you. I'm looking dead at you right now. Come on, man. Like, all right. That's why I say you can never say that no one took drugs anymore. You just say he's never failed a test or he's never found to be taking anything because it's real in the field. It is definitely real in the field. All right. A couple more of these names. Kerry Williams is now a Seattle Seahawk. A guy who's moved on. He's going to